have paused RV life to travel around Central and South America for the next 7 months.
But there's one big problem. We don't speak Spanish.
So we've booked a flight to here, Guatemala, because it's one of the best countries on the planet to learn Spanish, and we're going to be spending the next 2 weeks in Spanish school.
More importantly, we're going to be living, cooking, and learning with a random Guatemalan family that we've never met before or even spoken to.
By the end of our experience, our goal is to learn enough to sing a song in Spanish at a Guatemalan karaoke bar.
But more on that later. Our water taxi is right behind us and ready to go, so we gotta catch a boat and head there now.
We went into this experience with mixed emotions. We had read reviews from previous students who indicated that they weren't able to really build a connection with their host family, given the revolving door of students that were constantly coming and going from their home. So we were kind of expecting a more transactional experience with our host family.
And on top of that, we were pretty nervous. We had no idea whether we were going to be placed with a single guy or a larger family, or if we'd even be placed together in the same home. But regardless of what kind of family we got, we were hoping they'd be open to connecting with us on a deeper level.
I am so excited to be back in San Pedro, but I am too hungry to stay here and talk about it.
Dos falafel, dos fries,
Gracias. Remember when we said we didn't speak any Spanish? Well, that wasn't entirely true.
So we've been doing Duolingo every night for the past 7 months or so, but we still essentially sound like toddlers. That's why we decided to come here to Guatemala to take Spanish lessons. Guatemala is known for being one of the best places to do Spanish because, like many different languages, there's different accents and dialects all across Central and South America, and Mexico and Guatemala are known for having the most neutral of all of them.
It's kind of like the US Midwest, but for Spanish dialect. Great, thank you. Lunch was super great. Unfortunately, it just started raining right now. We have to go walk to our Spanish school, and they are going to introduce us to our family. It is really coming down right now. Oh my God! Listen to that! Wow!
30 meters to go!
Hola! Wow. We got paid, and now we're waiting for our host family to come pick us up. Augustine. Nice to meet you. ¿Hablas inglés?
No.
No?
¿De dónde eres?
Estados Unidos.
Estados Unidos. ¿Qué ciudad?
What city are you from? Chicago.
Chicago. Los Bulls.
Sí.
Bienvenidos a la casa.
Oh, gracias.
Bienvenidos a la familia. Nuestra casa es su casa.
Gracias, gracias.
Cansado.
Sí. Long day. Long dia? Long? How do you say long? I've got to be honest, I was a little terrified when Augustine told us he didn't know any English, but he did a good job of making us feel comfortable and encouraged us to communicate with our hands or gestures if we didn't know the right words in Spanish. He introduced us to his wife Dolores and their youngest son Tonito, who was super excited to give us his best Cristiano Ronaldo impression. And clearly the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, because Augustine was so excited to learn that Jess was from Chicago that he ran off and did a quick costume change in homage of the great Michael Jordan.
We said goodnight to our family and got some sleep in preparation for what would be our first day of formal education in well over a decade.
It is our first morning here in San Pedro. We just had breakfast with our host family.
So our host family is so nice, but it's pretty embarrassing because I feel like I know all of 100 words, and when you're with somebody, all you want to do is have a conversation with them, but it's pretty challenging to have a conversation with 100 words.
Yeah, fortunately for Jess, that's about 99 words more than I know. We've got to get down the hill to our very first Spanish lesson. We're going to be meeting our instructor.
To the school!
Micaela?
Micaela.
Mi nombre es Justin.
Justin.
Yo soy Jessica.
Yo recuerdo mucho. ¿Cómo se dice sunscreen?
Crema.
Crema de sol. Muy blanca. This is officially the end of day 1. I thought I was going to be a little bit more fried.
I'm I'm really, really excited to learn to speak more Spanish. We're going over concepts that I already know, but I think like actually using it in practice is so helpful. When we listen to people speak, they're speaking in like around us on planes or buses or stuff, they're speaking in such complicated words, and it's nice to be able to have a conversation. Obviously they're speaking like very simple language to us, but you have to start somewhere. So we take classes from 8 a.m. to noon, and then we'll go have lunch with our host family, but then after that we will get to work for a little bit.
Okay.
Lunchtime.
Yeah. Vamos. Is that the correct usage of vamos? So Jessica and I are super tired after our delicious lunch. We just decided to take a little siesta, and the little boy who lives here just knocked on the door and woke us up, and I have no idea where Jessica went, but she just followed him somewhere. I think I heard the word cerveza, but that doesn't sound right. I'm excited to see what's coming back. Hola.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Está volando barrilete, ya vivo.
Huh?
Barrilete, un barrilete grande, está subiendo arriba.
Ah, gracias.
Sí, está la chava ahí arriba.
Ah, gracias.
Sí.
Can someone translate for that for me? I have no idea what's going on. Okay, it's been too long. Hola, what's going on? You flying a kite? Wow. Me llamo Justin.
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
Lo siento por la español.
Well, I thought I heard cerveza, but it was even better than cerveza. It was
Colorful kite.
kite flying time.
They said during COVID, the entire sky was just full of kites all the time in San Pedro. They just had to look so magical to like look up and see everyone on the balconies flying kites.
Anyone else wakes me up from my nap, I'll be a little upset. But if you are a tiny Guatemalan child and you want to invite me to come fly kites in San Pedro, I will wake up from my nap any day.
So something that's interesting about beds in Central America is that a lot of them don't have fitted sheets the way that we do in the United States that have like the elastic on the edge. So we always have a problem.
Can you tell which one of us tosses and turns in the night?
So we're supposed to be going to school this morning, but the son in our family is having a play at school.
He's been practicing most nights at dinner, and it's very adorable.
The play is something about Paul Garcia, which as far as we understand is the smallest person in a family, and it maybe has something to do with a flea. Not sure, might be something that's lost in translation. So that's why we're in front of Escuela Central today instead of our Spanish school.
Listos? High five.
To be honest, we still don't really understand what the story of Tolgarcito is about. There was some smoke, a lion ate some children, and there were lots of hugs at the end. More importantly though, it was very adorable to see Tonito shine on stage. Plus, from our experience, Guatemala has a rather male-dominated culture, so it was incredibly heartwarming to see Augustine play such an active role, supporting the production along with other school staff and parents.
Stop it!
Good morning. So we've been here for a couple of days. I thought it would be helpful to kind of take you from when we first wake up in the morning to when we go to sleep, sort of our schedule and what happens during our day. So it is officially 6:45 in the morning and we are about to get ready to go to Spanish school.
If you want to live an interesting life, just become a content creator and then you'll wake up to cameras filming you in your sleep.
They don't have a hot water heater the way that most people in the United States would think about it, but instead they kind of have like this heated shower head situation. It's not something that I'm accustomed to. There's lots of like wires and things like that sticking out. So to be honest, the water out of the shower is more like not cold than it is hot, but at least I'm grateful it's not cold. And at 7:15, we go upstairs to have breakfast with our family.
Whoa. Gracias.
After breakfast, we brush our teeth. The water isn't safe to use on your toothbrushes in Guatemala, so we kind of use this filtered water. I've never seen this before. Instead of having like running water over the sink, they have just this sort of like bowl over there. So when we're done brushing our teeth, we just kind of wash out the sink by doing one of these guys.
Hola.
Hola. Adios.
Adios.
Yeah.
So this is the street right outside of our home. It is very narrow and there's a lot of tuk-tuks and motorbikes that drive through here. Right now, the streets are kind of quiet.
But our school starts at 8 a.m., so it's around 7:45. So we are going to school so we can grab a cup of coffee before our classes start.
Jugo de naranja, por vaso hay para llevar. 5 quetzales tenemos para llevar.
Pequeño.
Hola. Fresh orange juice.
Gracias.
Hasta luego, amigos.
How is it?
Muy pulpy, which is the way that I like it.
It is an incredibly beautiful morning in San Pedro. Look at these views.
This is the restaurant that's right next to our school that sometimes plays house music at 8 a.m. while we're taking Spanish lessons.
It's always a fiesta.
And very distracting if you have ADHD and are bad at learning like me.
Everyone who goes to the school has basically a private teacher. We sign up for one together, so we just have one for the both of us. But every day you get basically a private desk and chairs that you can sit in. So half of them are there, half of them over here. Those are definitely the ones with the good views, so you basically switch off every day where either you have a good view or a not so good view. And from 8 to 11, we take Spanish classes with our teacher Micaela, and today we are learning past tense. At around 10:45 or 11 every day, we have a 20-minute break where we can go and get a snack. Since we are on break right now, I thought that I would show you the pretty part of the school. So half of the week, these are the tables that we learn at. A lot of students that come and do Spanish school here only do it for 1 week. We're doing it for 2, but we were talking to our host family, and I think the longest that they've had somebody be with them was around 3 or 4 months. This has been such an interesting experience to go to Spanish school, live with a Guatemalan family, have every single meal with a Guatemalan family, but I honestly can't think of a more beautiful place that we could possibly be doing this. Our class ends at noon, and then we walk back to our family's house for lunch. It's a lot of eating, honestly.
Yeah, and I always get really tired after Spanish, and then I get more tired after lunch because they typically give us unlimited tortillas, and I don't have any self-control. So it's not very good when you have to work in the afternoon.
Our family lives up this enormous hill that we basically have to climb up every day. So although we're eating a lot, at least we basically get a little tiny hike in every day as well. After lunch, we always go work, so we're on the hunt to find another place to work today. So we walked around San Pedro for a bit, and we wound up settling on Sababa Bakery. They have really, really good coffee drinks, and their pastries are delicious. So our Spanish school includes staying at their house, as well as 3 meals for 6 days, so Monday through Saturday. And I think I was just expecting pretty mediocre food.
But it's some of the best we've had ever. And almost every dish we've had is
totally different. And they really have been going out of their way to make traditional Guatemalan food. Maria, she's the abuela of the family. She's just always making tortillas.
So there's always a basket of 100 hot corn tortillas fresh off the stove that Maria just made. And if the basket even gets just a little empty, not close to empty, even halfway empty, Maria is on the stove making another batch of 20 hot tortillas. It will be impossible to go hungry in this house. But tonight she made toyuyo, which is the same corn tortillas but stuffed with refried black beans. And I think I ate 20 of them. And we were supposed to have a dance party tonight. I thought it was just gonna be right after dinner, but they wanna wait an hour. But I think I'm gonna be in a food coma in the next few seconds here.
So dinner every day is at 7. Occasionally we've done a couple things in the evening with our family. Also, the school has some kind of activity at 5 p.m. every day, whether it's a cultural tour of San Pedro or a chocolate farm. The school offers a wide variety of after-school activities every day to improve your Spanish. For example, we learned about Mayan medicine and took a salsa dancing class. Speaking of dancing, we shook off our toyuya comas, put on our dancing shoes, and met up with our family for a late-night Zumba party.
a variety of Mayan ruins around the world, like Chichen Itza in Mexico and Tikal in Guatemala, and they always kind of say that the Mayans disappeared. However, that is definitely not true. In San Pedro and the other towns in Lake Atitlan, the Mayan language and culture is very alive and well. A lot of the people in San Pedro, the town that we're in, don't actually speak Spanish. They only speak Mayan. Like, for example, the grandmother in our house, Maria, she only speaks Mayan and can only know like I speak better Spanish than she does. Additionally, a lot of the women in San Pedro, you'll see, will be wearing these like traditional colorful outfits. That's kind of another nod to the Mayan culture. It's just kind of so interesting that there's this perception that the Mayan civilization disappeared and when really continued living these vibrant, beautiful lives in Guatemala.
You will not believe this beautiful vase that they bought.
Oh! Muy bonito!
Estudiantes de nuestra familia, Jessica y Justin. Now we know why they're taking photos of us eating. Oh, that's so cute. So we just finished our dinner. Augustine, our host, actually plays in the local basketball team here in San Pedro, and they invited us to go see the game. So the family are gonna go walk down together to go catch the second half of it. Tu padre! Tu padre! Going into this experience, we were initially expecting to mostly just eat meals with our host family, so we were touched that they started to invite us to participate in other aspects of their lives, like cheering on Augustine at his game. After spending so much time with this family, we started to feel really connected to them. Because we're always traveling, we don't have an opportunity to see our own families as often as we'd like, so it was very special to feel like a small part of a larger family unit again.
And even if we lived in the same city as our own families, we don't think we'd have quite the same relationship as the bonds we've seen here in Guatemala. For example, even at Maria's age, she cares for her aging mother who lives here in town, and the brothers of Antonio, the abuelo of the family, were always at the house helping process ears of corn. It's been so special to get a small glimpse of how tight-knit and strong the family units are here in Guatemala, something we don't often see in the United States.
Our host family wants to have a Navidad or Christmas celebration this evening. So we basically are doing a Secret Santa kind of thing where we pulled somebody else's name out of a hat. We're supposed to go buy a present for 10 quetzales or less, which is approximately $1.50. I'm not sure what you can buy for $1.50 in San Pedro, but we are going to figure out and get some presents. I pulled Meme, who Meme is the 16 or 17-year-old boy that lives at the house, and Justin pulled out Tonito, who is the 7-year-old boy who lives at the house. As far as we understand, we're supposed to just buy food. All of the examples that the dad of the house gave were like apples, grapes, cookies, chocolates, or champagne. The market wound up having these really cute little boxes of Christmas cookies, and so we wound up buying 2 packages of those. We kind of splurged a little bit, but at the end of the day, it winds up being about $3 per gift, so not too bad.
Tonito just came and grabbed us. He's very excited to show us something. We're gonna go see what it is. Whoa.
Okay.
Are we blowing up balloons? I think we're being summoned. That's your name. Are you excited? Divertido? Tonito is very excited.
I hear it's Christmas morning, basically.
Vamos, 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 vamos!
Our family shared their Christmas traditions with us. We each lit a sparkler and said grace for the things we're thankful for. We then exchanged our Secret Santa presents, but unlike in the United States, we just gave small desserts and shared our gifts with everyone else before partaking in it. It was especially sweet to see little Tonito rip into his box of cookies and automatically offer them to the rest of his family before eating any himself. It highlighted how Guatemalan culture is one of sharing and gratitude.
And in case you forgot, our goal by the end of this experience was to sing a song in Spanish at a karaoke bar. Unfortunately, San Pedro is on the small side and doesn't have a karaoke bar, but As if it were a Christmas miracle, Augustine is actually a professional voice actor and happened to have a full karaoke setup to belt some tunes together. We didn't quite learn enough Spanish to sing our favorite Christmas songs in Espanol, but the family was more than happy to do their best Freddie Mercury impression, so we ended this Feliz Navidad like champions and rocked out to Queen.